I know, ridiculous. Place.
Yes. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you, Yvette. That will be all.
Well, where is our host?
She's not here! Nobody's here! What is happening?
Please, Mrs. Peacock, have a drink.
My lips belong to the Lord.
Well, mine don't. Mind if I smoke?
For what, Horace? Open African. It's for you. Is you guys
Right. I believe you all received a letter, yes? Are you comfortable?
I make a good living. Out for Wadsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, my instructions are clear. It seems the six of you all have one thing in common. You are all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying what you can afford, and in some cases more than you can afford, to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, I've never heard anything so ridiculous. I mean, nobody could blackmail me. I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady, don't we all?
Does anybody else wish to deny it? Until tonight, none of you knew who was blackmailing you. I hope I'm correct that the more deductive among you have reasoned in the last several moments that it was, of course, Mr. Body himself, and that the less discerning members of our cadre are experiencing that particular revelation right about...
It was Mr. Body.
Now, enough! My task this evening is to expose your secrets to one another, rendering you all culpable in each other's indiscretions.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm sorry, but I have my orders. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Lucky you.
Luck's got nothing to do with it.
You were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in helping lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the U.S. government.
So your work has not changed. But you can't practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What new?
You know how male doctors aren't supposed to date their lady patients?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he did.
How unethical!
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock? How then would you describe taking bribes in return for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There is nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared, perhaps. But isn't it a sin if certain lobbyists are slipping payments to a sneaky senator's wife under the stall of the men's room at the Old Everett's Grill? How then would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying the blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I, too, am being blackmailed for something that I didn't do.
Me too.
Emmy!
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed.
I run a top secret agency for classified affairs.
Which branch?
Oh, legislative. There are 535 members of Congress having classified affairs.
Help to think! A man who needs to pay for women to spend time with him. That's a problem I'll never have.
Is that how you knew Colonel Mustard worked in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
So it is true.
A double negative.
Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
Colonel, you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives would most certainly compromise your position.
This is an outrage.
Mrs. White, you've been paying our friend the blackmail ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances?
I didn't kill him.
Well, then why are you paying the blackmail?
Well, I don't want another scandal, do I? We had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was deranged. He was a lunatic. I don't think he even liked me all that much. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant that he had threatened in public to kill her.
And was that his final word on the matter?
Well, being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
But he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White. Not you.
What'd the poor chap do for a living?
He was a scientist, nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He was a stupidly optimistic man. I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died. When the police found him, he was unclothed. His head had been cut off, and so had his, you know. But I didn't do it. I had been out all night at the movies.
What was showing?
The Naked Alibi.
A likely story.
Do you miss him? It's a matter of life and death. Now that he's dead, I have life.
But he was your second husband. Your first also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist. But my third husband, I do miss him the most. He was an electrician. Well, until he got electrocuted.
And lastly, Mr. Green, who is
I don't need you to expose me, Wadsworth. I know what you're going to say.
What's that?
Mr. Green, who is a homosexual.
Not me.
Beg your pardon?
Well, you asked who is a homosexual, and I said, not me.
And I'm saying you're an idiot. But it's not just that, Mr. Green. There's evidence to support the question of your politics.
My politics? Since when has been working for the Republican Party a crime?
You swore oath of allegiance to the Republican Party, but neglected to vote for Eisenhower in the last election. That's ground for an ousting if I ever heard one.
I thought voting records were confidential.
Gesundheit.
So, Wadsworth, you've spilled our beans. What now?
Who is this Mr. Bodyfellow?
And what does he want from us?
Who cares? I'm not waiting around to find out. I've done nothing wrong. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, madam. You can stay in denial, but you cannot leave this house.
I'm the wife of a great senator from Tennessee. You can't tell me what to do. Locked!
What?
Indeed. All the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds are patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce your host for the evening and your blackmailer for life, Mr. Body.
How do you do?
I'm not
I am frustrated that I find him attractive.
You. Such a typical man. Better off dead.
Mrs. White was studying with her name.
Everybody, there was one more piece of information you might all like to have.
What?
The police are coming in less than an hour.
What?
do you mean the police are coming?
Why are the police coming? When are the police coming?
Unless
what?
You agreed to double down.
Double what?
You each pay me twice what you were paying, and all to the place there was a phony call to send them on their way. You refuse, and I'll put this briefcase containing all the evidence to expose you and your wrongdoings in the hands of the police and the press. I fear some of you would face a lifetime of jail, and others a lifetime of shame.
You alive what?
Well, there's one more thing you can do for me. One little favor that would change the game. Something I just can't bear to do myself.
What?
Have a seat, please.
Excuse you? Yes,
Ridiculous.
Again.
What's this about, sir?
In this bag, there are 6 gifts I brought you from Washington. Things I think you might find useful this evening. Mrs. Peacock, Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, Mrs. White, Mr. Green, and Miss Scott. Open.
Why not? gifts from men. Oh, a candlestick. What's this for?
A wrench?
A lead pipe? A dagger?
A revolver.
Okay, no, that's a
You should start getting
In your hands, you each have a lethal weapon. You all showed up here tonight because you believed the evidence against you was so terrible you would do almost anything to keep it a secret. I'm putting that theory to the test. Mr. Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows your secrets and mine, and it's costing me and you dearly to keep them quiet. You see, I wouldn't have to double your payments, and I wouldn't have to pay Mr. Wadsworth for his silence.
Mr. Wadsworth? That's a lie!
He may look suave and charming,
Thank you.
but he's really conniving and manipulative.
Of course!
Why did these call the police?
You called the police?
Only because he instructed me to do so!
Did I or did Mr. Wadsworth call the police here himself so that he could carry out his greedy threats? Pay more or he will reveal us and all of our questionable legal behavior to the police.
I would never.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can manage to somehow get rid of Mr. Wadsworth, I'll have no need to increase your payments or expose you to the police. As a matter of truth, if you can somehow eliminate Mr. Wadsworth, who not only knows all of your secrets and mine, perhaps I can find it in my heart to eliminate your blackmail altogether and be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
Why us, Bonnie? Why not do your dirty work yourself?
Why should I, when the six of you are so uniquely motivated?
After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me? Don't listen to him. He is a liar. I'm one of you. He's been blackmailing me along the rest of you.
Why? What'd you do?
That's neither here nor there. The point is, I'm not a butler. I'm an indentured servant.
Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way, ladies and gentlemen. Now's your chance. Kill Wadsworth and end your blackmail forever!
Stand back! I'm a doctor! He's dead!
Who had the revolver?
I did!
So you shot him?
I didn't!
Well, you had the gun. If you didn't, who did?
Someone grabbed it from my hand, and the next thing I knew, the gun went off.
There's no gunshot wound.
He's right there.
Look, there's a bullet lodged here.
Well, if the bullet didn't kill him, what did?
I don't know, being unbearably handsome does not make me a forensics expert.
Well, one of us must have killed him.
I didn't do it. I need a drink.
Maybe he was poisoned by the brandy.
I had to stop her screaming.
Well, was the brandy poisoned?
Looks like we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
Wake up!
Wake up! Wake up! Let's wake up!
It's locked. Who's in there? Who's screaming? Yvette? Yvette, are you all right?
Yvette, are you alive?
Those things to you once with you idiots! You locked us up in this house with a murderer!
So the murderer's here.
Me?
Where?
Where? Here! We're all looking at him!
What took you so long?
I'm an old woman in an aggravated state of shock. It's amazing I'm anywhere.
I heard you were just study. One of you is a killer.
How could you hear us in Z study?
I was just in. There's a tape recording in the room. Monsieur Modi asked me to tape record your conversation.
Why would he ask you to record a conversation?
For more evidence, of course. When Roger revealed your secrets in the studies, they were all
recorded.
On a snake! I've got to destroy them. Where are those tapes?
The tips. What about the body?
Wait! What body?
Body!
But to that, why were you screaming in there all by yourself?
Because I was frightened. I also drank the cognac. Maybe I am poisoned too. Monsieur, I can't stand you alone.
Don't worry. There's safety in numbers. I'll protect you. I'm very strong.
Oh, but one of you is the killer. Monsieur Bobby is dead.
And we have to figure out which one of them did it.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I didn't do it. Well, one of us did. We all had the opportunity and the motive. Mr. Body was a bully and a liar to us all. I would have killed him myself. But I didn't have access to a weapon. Only the 6 of you had the means to do it.
Don't look at me. All I got was a candlestick.
Maybe it wasn't one of us.
Well,